All right, welcome to the video, guys. I'm going to warn you up front, this is going to be long, but there's no way to avoid it. Today I got the largest package that I've ever purchased in both quantity and dollar size. Probably the riskiest thing that I've done so far, but my sales have been strong. I will be keeping probably a third of this, maybe a little bit more for myself. But I am trying to drive my sales volume up on eBay and through other avenues as well. So I decided that it's time to start trying to do more quantity. And the only way to do that is to buy more. So while it is risky, it's one of those situations, worst comes to worst, I just go through and contact a local buyer who I already know I have, and we do a deal, and I lose 10% compared to what I would have made if I had just sold them privately. So without further ado, you can't see the box over here, but it is large. I know there's probably some people that are going to watch this and they'll think, oh, that's not even that big. But for me, this is a very large size purchase. So we're going to start out with a couple small things, and then we will dive into kind of the meat and potatoes, so to speak, of the video. First off, we're going to get into some gold. So this is my first foray into selling gold. I have a few pieces here that you've seen in the channel before, but I have not sold any before. It's pretty risky on my part just because I've never done it before. I didn't really know the pricing that I should go for, but I did some research online. It's kind of comical. I'll show you here. So these are 1 gram pieces, and they are from the Canadian Mint. So they're called 1 gram maple bars. And here we go. You can see when they are tiny. To put it into perspective, it's about the size of my thumbnail for the whole display. The actual coin itself is probably the size of my pinky nail. Let's see if we can get a focus. There we go. Nice looking, just very, very small. So for those of you who don't know, it takes about 31.3 grams or 31.6 grams, something like that, to hit an ounce of these. I did not buy 31 of them. I bought, I think, 11 of them or 12. And 9 of them are spoken for already. So that was good news. 9 of them were spoken for before I even got them in the mail, which made me super happy. These run, where I pick them up from, $60 a piece. Typically, I got for the 9, I'm getting 75 a piece. So I got a good return back. I don't know what it is about the gold, but people just seem to be willing to pay a huge premium for it. That's $15 on top of cost is a pretty good size premium. If you look at the spot price per gram of gold, it's right around that $60 mark. So anyways, you can see them all here. They all look the exact same, so I'm not going to go through showing each individual one. I do have one that is breaking out of the case, so I'm going to keep that one for myself. Actually, it looks like there's 2 of them that are doing that. I'm going to keep those ones for myself, just so I don't sell ones that someone doesn't want. So I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. These are all spoken for. These are going to go in the mail tomorrow and off to a happy buyer. And then from what it sounds like, he's going to resell them on top for another $10 markup on top of what he's buying them for. And he has his sold as well. So very, very interesting how this stuff moves. You never know who it's going to end up with and stay there. Next up, we have a 1985 1/10 ounce Chinese panda. This one has been handled before. It's not beautiful by any means, but it's pretty cool, and it's nice to be able to have one that I don't feel bad handling. This is 24 karat gold, so it's very soft. I'm not going to handle it too much. You can see it's 999 fines, so a 10th ounce piece. This one I paid $200 for. Just for comparison's sake, for this one and this one together, I believe I paid $40 less for this. These ones, typically I could sell this for $250 to $260 with the markup that's on them. I don't know about that one in that condition since it's not perfect, but that's typically what those go for. But I'm trying to shift my focus, guys. So the reason I have this whole stack of Eagles here is to show you 5 of those is roughly, we'll say, $145. So this by itself is worth more than these, and it takes up much less space. It also keeps things under control in terms of just sheer inventory. I know I can look at a tube that I'm going to buy of these and say, oh, I have 10 1/10 ounce pieces of gold in a little tube this big, versus having to look at my whole stack of Eagles and, you know, count them periodically to figure out how many I have. So that's the reasoning behind me going into gold as well, and just to kind of diversify a bit. All right, next up we've got some slabs. Everyone likes slabs, right? So first off, already at 6 minutes. This is going to be a 25 or 30 minute video. ICG MS64 1889 Morgan. I pounced on this one. It was sitting right at $35 until there was about 2 minutes left in the auction. There were some good close-up images of it, better than I am going to be able to get in this video. And I don't think it's a 64. I think it's more like a 62 or 63, but I ended up paying $42 for this. So I definitely think it's worth more than $42, and it would be able to cross over to a different holder at least a 62 or 63, which would put it up into over $100 range. So at least a double profit on that one once I actually get it done. Some of this stuff, guys, just for those of you who don't realize, like, I'll sit on some of this for a couple of months. So it's not like, you know, I'm flipping this stuff and it's moving and then 4 days later I'm getting the money. That's not really how it works. I wish it was, but I do have to weigh out options. You know, I usually call a bunch of shops, see how much they're paying. Sometimes if the shops are paying enough, I will just buy stuff and then sell it to them for a small profit instead of going on eBay and eating fees and all that stuff. Next up, 1898O from NGC. This one I paid $65 for, and these I know in a local shop. I actually had enough time to be able to call a local shop here, and he said if all else fails, he will give me $95 cash for this. I'm going to probably try and sell it on eBay first, just because I can get quite a bit more typically for the 64s. But again, I'll hold on to it for a little while. I'm going to see what holes I need to fill. That's going to be another video after this. So we're going to unpack everything and then do another video showing where all my Morgans are, where the holes are, what I plan to do to fill those holes, and kind of see, you know, get a general idea of how long it's going to take me. Next up, 1884O. It's a funny story with this one. I was actually missing an 84 PCGS or NGC slab for that matter. And so I decided to take a stab at 2, one of which I'm going to show you in just a second, and ended up winning both of them. So I paid, again, $65 for this one as well, which is, again, a good price. Should be able to get at least $100 out of that, maybe $110. Just depends. I always look at the last 30 days of sales on eBay and try to see what they're going for. And then if you watched my last video, you saw I got 2 of these the other day. Here's another one, 1885 MS65 though. These things seem to follow me around for whatever reason. I have no complaints though. This one's starting to get some cool rim toning. I don't know if I agree on the grade on this one, just because it does have a pretty sizable mark right here. Well, I guess it depends on the lighting. But anyways, I'm not going to argue with NGC. I have to check up the grading, the prices on these after they're graded for like the 65s. I'm more familiar with 64s than 65s. This is probably one of the most exciting things that I've ever purchased. We still have a lot more to go through, but this is a first for me, very first. I've wanted one of these for about 2 years now and have never been able to secure one, never got my hands on one. I was going to buy one at the coin show last year, and now I'm glad I did not. They wanted $650 for it. This is a GSA Horde 1884 Carson City Morgan. Serial number on it. It has all the original packaging. It's in very good shape. You can see the little signage here as we approach America's bicentennial. This historic silver dollar is one of the most valued reminders of our national heritage. Richard Nixon. For those of you who don't know, these are pretty prized among collectors. And this one is in great shape. It's not perfect, but I do think it's mint state for sure. It does have some scratches up in the fields here, so I don't think that it would get a super high mint state grade, but there's not really any heavy damage on it. There is a little, let me show you here, mark right there. But overall, for the price I paid $220 for this. So in my opinion, it was well worth it. I know for a fact, I've been watching these things on eBay and I have not seen one of them sell for less than like $350 in the last week or so. So I know if all else fails, I can chuck this sucker on eBay and I'll get back all my money plus more. Having the paperwork, I'm sure, is going to help as well. This will not be the last one of these that I'm going to buy. I believe NGC, I don't know if they're still doing it, but you could send these to NGC and they would send it back with a grade, like a band across it, and still be in the case. I don't know if they're still doing that, but that was a possibility before. So we'll see what happens with this, but I'm super, super happy with this. I had no idea I was going to be able to get it for the price for a little over $200. It's just crazy. And that brings us to the main meat and potatoes of this video. This is from the same auction. Encased here is a lot of stuff, so we're going to try and fly through. There's a lot of duplicates, but this is kind of going to be what funds my next couple of projects, selling this stuff. So I'm pretty excited for it, but also a little bit anxious just because if it takes too long, I'm going to have to slow down on the content just because I've got a lot of money tied up in here. So we'll see, but I do think, I try to be fairly picky in what I buy. I don't normally buy just generic bullion anymore. I will buy like Britannias, Maples, Pandas, and then usually Silver Eagles to sell. But I don't buy like the Buffalo Rounds anymore, or those generic like Sunshine Mint ones. Nothing against them. It's just I've found they're harder to move in terms of like when you're trying to move quick. So anyways, without further ado, we have a Britannia, 2 pounds. We've got another Britannia. We've got, I think there's a lot of those in here. Oh, these are what I bought the most of, the Pandas. $22 a piece I snagged these for, which is unbelievable. If you know anything about the Pandas, normally so these are 30 grams, just so everyone's aware. They're not a full troy ounce. They're 1 gram short, but not too bothered. Some people get annoyed and they won't buy them because of that. I don't really care. I bought a few of them a couple weeks ago and I was able to sell them for $29 a piece. These ones, I could probably flip them for $30, $31 if I sit on them a little bit, but I'll probably just take these to a shop, honestly, and sell them because I know I can get $5 profit off of them. That guy will sit on them for a couple months and then they make kind of cool Christmas presents and stuff. So here's some more Britannias. I paid $24 a piece for each of the Britannias. And like I said, $22 for the Pandas. So right around spot price, if you're figuring I missed a gram on the Pandas. There's a lot of them. Like I said, I'm going to try and move quick. I want to try and keep this to around 20 minutes. So this is my first Philharmonic. So I have no idea what these are worth. I paid $25 a piece for these. I'm guessing they're not worth that much. Normally I try to stick right around spot price, but I splurged a little because I've never had one of these before. I do think I have like 6 or 7 of them. I would say if anything I made a mistake on would be a few of these. I bid on some commemoratives at $20 a piece. I was thinking these are a full troy ounce. I don't think they are anymore. I think they're like 90% silver, so they're like 0.83 or 0.91, something like that. I have to double check, but bought some commemoratives at like $22 a piece. Didn't think I was going to win on them, and no one else bid on them. So every once in a while, I'll just throw a bid on something just to see what happens, to see if I win. And normally, whenever like no one else bids at all, that's not a good sign. It means no one really wants them. So I think I'll be sitting on those for a while, and I might. Who knows? Maybe I'll melt them. I know it's kind of a faux pas, but I might melt them. More pandas. I believe I bought 18 pandas at 22 a piece, so you can do the math on that. Here we got this one was kind of cool. I bought this for myself. I'm not huge into the art bars, but this is an Andrew Johnson, and I liked the proof look to this. And I don't even really have a thing for Andrew Johnson. I just said, hey, for $25, I'll go ahead and grab that. And if I find someone who likes President stuff, I can sell that for probably $30. Here's another Britannia. Oh, by now you guys are all going to be pros on what the Britannias look like. Oh, yes. Okay, this is the first one of these I'm going to pull out of the bag. So this is a 2-ounce kangaroo, and I'm going to handle it because it looks like it's been handled before, but I have never seen one of these before, and I just thought, I mean, that thing looks super frosty, super cool. It is a 2023 as well. I don't know what the mintage is on these. I don't know if that they're super rare, but I know 100% with the queen dying. If you see up here, with the queen dying, I do think I'll be able to get a pretty good price on these. That's kind of morbid, but hey, last year of coins that she's on, at least for now. So that, I think that goes over her rule. I'm really not an expert on the queen or royalty of any sort. So here's another Britannia, another 2-pound kangaroo, another Philharmonic, another commemorative. This is a Olympic one from 1983. We got another kangaroo, another panda, another Philharmonic, another Philharmonic. We're about halfway through. I'm trying to move quick. Another Britannia, panda, Britannia. I'm going to zoom out here, guys, in a second when I get everything separated. Britannia, and show you what I got for everything. I need to get some tubes because otherwise these things are just going to be sitting out. Big shout out to the auction company, though. The way they pack everything, this supplies me with endless amounts of packing material. So if nothing else, I'm stocked up on packing stuff. When I ship things out, I do usually just send them right out in these bags, tape them over, and throw them in a bubble mailer or a small box if I have some handy. And I've had no issues yet. And I do usually get insurance on my stuff if it's worth enough. So here's the founding of Jamestown. I got this one for myself too. It's just kind of a cool commemorative token about the founding of Jamestown. I have to weigh these. I have no idea how much they weigh, what they're worth, anything like that. So if you know, feel free to drop a comment and let me know what they're worth. Here's another Britannia. Another Britannia. Another panda. Britannia. I'm like writing a Dr. Seuss novel at this point. Another kangaroo. Another panda. And then we've just got, let's see, 7 more here, 8 more. Another Philharmonic, another Philharmonic, another kangaroo, another panda, another kangaroo, another kangaroo, and another panda. So here's everything. This is the whole kit and caboodle. It's everything I bought. Not the stuff in the middle that was just there for aesthetics. But again, guys, if you have any questions, feel free to to drop a chat and let me know. Those kangaroos, I paid $46 a piece for these, so $23 an ounce. That's right at spot, but sorry, I'm running over some bubbles. I do think, again, they'll fetch a premium. I can see these easily going for 60 bucks. Gonna do some research again online. I'm gonna run around to a couple shops on Monday and see what they would pay me for them. If I can unload them for 55 locally without having to wait for PayPal and shipping and all that stuff, I'm just gonna sell them local. I believe I got 15 of these. So I'm gonna get rid of all those. 9 of the grams of gold are spoken for. This 2 gram piece, I think I'm gonna keep for myself, at least for now. The slabs I'm gonna keep for myself, and then probably half the pandas and the Britannias I'll keep for myself, and a couple of the Philharmonics. Those commemoratives, I'm gonna keep that Jamestown one, and then probably send the rest off to a permanent home somewhere. But really, this one was what did it for me. I'm gonna give everyone a look at this one more time. Maybe you'll appreciate it as much as I do. Or maybe I'm just unreasonably happy with Morgans. You can see there is, like, right here, there's an imperfection. We got right there some lines, but honestly, they're not even in the metal. So it's hard to tell on camera, guys, and I can't get much closer without it getting blurry. But when you look from an angle there, those are just, they're like scratch marks, basically. They don't go into the metal. So I don't know if that'll help me when they're getting graded or not. I mean, regardless, there's still that one here. I want to ask NGC if they'll still take it for grading. I don't want to send it in and find out, but if not, I mean, I think I'll probably keep this, but I do feel like the value is still there for what I paid for it. Look at that. It's in great shape for the price, for being a Carson City in this box with the paperwork. Pretty much a no-brainer. So there were 6 more. I wasn't about to drop that kind of cash on them for 6 of them, but overall, I hope you guys found this entertaining. I'm going to cut this video off now and take everything out of the plastic bags and price it all up, and then start posting stuff for sale and putting stuff away that I think I'm going to keep. So I hope you guys, again, enjoyed this. Road to 500 continues. We're getting there a little bit at a time every day. I really appreciate you guys, all the time that you spend watching my videos, the comments, and the feedback that I'm getting. Some bigger YouTubers now, it's kind of exciting, or over 20,000 starting to comment on some of my videos and give me pointers here and there. I do know I need to get a logo made, and I need to get an intro clip video made. I'm going to get a logo. I've got one that I'm having worked on right now, and then I'm going to have an intro video clip to play at the beginning of my videos. And tomorrow I'm taking a crash course in editing so that I can do a lot of the stuff myself and try and save some money. I'm fairly tech savvy, so I don't think it will be too hard for me, but it's a little intimidating just because I've never done it before. But look at that little guy. Pretty cute. Anyways, I hope you're all having a great weekend. I hope you continue to have a great weekend, and we probably won't see you again for at least a few days. I do have 2 more packages that I'm waiting on to come in the mail, but they won't be here till Monday. So this video is going to get posted on Sunday, and then we'll see you again when those packages come in. Have a great night, everybody.